Griselda Blanco's life was nothing short of extraordinary. Born in poverty in Colombia, she climbed the ranks of the criminal underworld to become one of the most notorious drug lords in history. Her story is a roller coaster of highs and lows filled with intrigue, violence, and unimaginable wealth. This video dives right into the remarkable journey of Griselda Blanco, exploring her rise to power, the empire she built, and the eventual downfall that would lead to her demise. Early life in Colombia. Griselda Blanco was born on February 15, 1943, in Cartagena, Colombia. Growing up in poverty, she faced hardships from a young age. With limited opportunities available, Griselda turned to a life of crime early on, engaging in petty theft and pickpocketing to survive. Her tumultuous childhood laid the foundation for her future as a formidable figure in the criminal underworld. But Griselda didn't let her circumstances define her. Instead, she saw them as opportunities to rise above the challenges and carve out her own path. Despite the risks, Griselda proved to be a natural at navigating the dangerous streets of Cartagena. Her sharp mind and quick wit allowed her to outsmart her adversaries and evade capture. As she grew older, Griselda's criminal activities expanded beyond petty theft, leading her to delve into more lucrative ventures. She recognized the potential for wealth and power in the illicit drug trade, setting her sights on a new, more lucrative path to success. With each daring escapade, Griselda solidified her reputation as a force to be reckoned with, laying the groundwork for her ascent to infamy. Entry into the drug trade. In the 1970s, Griselda Blanco found her calling in the burgeoning cocaine trade. She quickly recognized the immense profit potential of smuggling cocaine into the United States. With her shrewd business acumen and ruthless demeanor, Griselda rose through the ranks of the Medellin cartel, one of the most powerful drug trafficking organizations in Colombia. Her operations extended from Colombia to Miami, where she established a stronghold in the illicit drug trade. Miami, with its strategic location and bustling ports, provided the perfect hub for Griselda's burgeoning drug empire to flourish. Griselda's rise to power was marked by cunning strategy and calculated risk-taking. She forged alliances with other key players in the drug trade, leveraging her connections to expand her influence and control over lucrative smuggling routes. Despite the inherent dangers of the criminal underworld, Griselda remained undeterred, driven by an insatiable thirst for wealth and power. Griselda's iron-fisted rule over Miami's drug trade made her a legend in the criminal underworld, with many fearing to cross her path. But for Griselda, the risks were always worth the rewards, as she continued to amass wealth and power beyond her wildest dreams. The cocaine cowboy era. Griselda Blanco became a central figure in the notorious cocaine cowboy era of Miami during the 1980s. Alongside her partners, including her husband, Alberto Bravo, Griselda orchestrated large-scale cocaine trafficking operations, flooding the streets of Miami with drugs. Her ruthless tactics, which included violence and intimidation, allowed her to amass immense wealth and power within the criminal underworld. Despite her notoriety, Griselda operated with impunity, evading law enforcement and rival cartels alike. Her empire continued to expand, with operations extending beyond Miami to other major cities across the United States. However, Griselda's reign of terror would soon come to an abrupt end as law enforcement intensified their efforts to dismantle her criminal network. The tide began to turn against Griselda as she became the target of multiple investigations by federal authorities. Her once unassailable empire began to crumble under the weight of mounting pressure from law enforcement and rival drug traffickers. The downfall of Griselda Blanco, once the undisputed queen of Miami's drug trade, marked the end of an era in the annals of criminal history. Reign of Terror. Griselda Blanco's rise to prominence was marked by a reign of terror, characterized by brutality and ruthlessness. She was implicated in numerous murders, including those of rival drug traffickers, informants, and even innocent bystanders. Griselda's willingness to resort to extreme violence earned her a fearsome reputation, solidifying her position as one of the most feared figures in the drug trade. Despite her brutal tactics, Griselda operated with a cold and calculated demeanor, instilling fear in those who dared to cross her path. Her iron grip on power allowed her to maintain control over her criminal empire for years, with law enforcement struggling to bring her to justice. However, Griselda's reign of terror would eventually come to an end as the authorities closed in on her, determined to put an end to her reign of violence and bloodshed. Operation Banshee. Despite her formidable status, Griselda Blanco's empire eventually came under scrutiny from law enforcement. In 1985, she was arrested in connection with Operation Banshee, a federal investigation targeting drug trafficking in Miami. Griselda's arrest marked a significant blow to the Medellin cartel and sent shockwaves throughout the criminal underworld. Law enforcement agencies hailed the arrest as a major victory in the war against drugs, dealing a severe blow to one of the most powerful drug trafficking organizations in history. Griselda's capture signaled the beginning of the end for her once dominant reign over Miami's drug trade, leaving a power vacuum in her wake. Despite her incarceration, Griselda's influence continued to loom large over the criminal underworld, with many fearing the repercussions of crossing her. However, her arrest marked a turning point in the battle against organized crime, as authorities intensified their efforts to dismantle the remnants of her criminal empire. Imprisonment and exile. Griselda Blanco was sentenced to more than a decade in prison for drug trafficking charges. However, her reign of terror did not end behind bars. From prison, she continued to oversee her criminal operations, orchestrating drug deals and ordering hits on rivals. Griselda's iron grip on power persisted even from behind prison walls, as she maintained her influence over the criminal underworld through a network of loyal associates. In 2004, Griselda was deported to Colombia upon her release from prison, where she lived out the remainder of her days in relative obscurity. Despite her diminished status, Griselda's legend endured, with tales of her exploits continuing to captivate popular imagination. Her life served as a cautionary tale of the consequences of unchecked ambition and the enduring allure of power. Legacy and influence. Griselda Blanco's legacy as the Black Widow of the cocaine trade continues to captivate popular imagination. Her life has been immortalized in books, documentaries, and even television series, ensuring that her story will be remembered for generations to come. Despite the violence and destruction she wrought, Griselda remains a symbol of the complexities of power, ambition, and the human capacity for both good and evil. Her enigmatic persona and larger-than-life exploits have made her a figure of fascination and intrigue, with many drawn to the allure of her forbidden world. Griselda's legacy serves as a reminder of the thin line between success and downfall, as well as the enduring impact of one individual's actions on the course of history. Despite the passage of time, Griselda Blanco's name continues to evoke curiosity and fascination, a testament to the enduring power of her legend. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. If you haven't already, then don't forget to subscribe and press that like button. Also, hit the bell icon so you could never miss new updates from us. Thank you for watching, and we will meet you in the next one.